Welcome, guys. It's your boy Raider Nation Jason. Sorry for all the delays today. It's been an eventful day, but the day is getting better. So, today it's gonna be a light show today. I got some things to take care of today, but we're going to dive into just kind of possibilities and things that we can do to kind of better our franchise. So, on to better days. Let's go. Yeah, man. So what's going on? New day. We are, in the middle of the season. It's kind of, hard not to be, living in the heat of passion and, wanting, results like right now, before anything gets going. But in life, it's a process, man. And, patience is something that's hard to have, but something that is always needed. So, um, there's a lot of good things, man. And I'm just gonna mix it up, man, because we got 9 picks. We can do a lot with 9 picks. We trade back as far as 5 or so spots to be able to gain maybe some future picks and stuff like that, because it's always trying to gain that advantage anywhere you can. And the draft is a good time because people get, if someone wants a player, they're gonna move up and they're gonna pay whatever it is because they want that player, because they feel like that player fits that scheme. But 9 picks, because 7 rounds. So I always like extras. Raider Nation. We never get extras. So, we got 9 picks. We can do a lot with that, and we can even trade back and get more. But like, I'm not trying to trade all the way like to 30, or I'm maybe like 5, probably 6 max spots. Because just to gain some more picks, just so we can just add. It'll make us not so desperate at each pick, because basically we're gonna have to get probably one of each to because we don't really have a lot of, or we have needs, but not a lot of strong. Like, if we don't take care of this, we could run it back with the team we got right now and do okay. That's Aiden included. Like, I feel like I would like to see him, if it's nothing but the first 4 games of next season, just to see, if he's the real deal or not, if he's learned anything over the off season and everything like that. And if not, we can move on. So hopefully we take care of getting someone to compete to be able to, you know, take that spot if he's not. But I mean, I think the kid's got enough potential. I think we kind of rushed it because we wanted him to do the most in, his rookie season as a 4th round pick. And, it was a lot on his shoulders, but he did well under the circumstances. So, I wouldn't be mad at, if they were like, well, we're going to roll with Aiden. I wouldn't be mad, because I've seen, for what the pressure that he was under, I think he did pretty good. And I wish he had more games, because I really do feel we would have made the playoffs. So, But like I was saying with the picks, we if we trade back, if we could turn 9 to 12, you know what I mean? We already turned 7 to 9, so let's turn 9 to 12. But the thing about getting picks is you get faster, you get quicker, you get younger receivers, you get running backs, you get those gadget players. So that's what credit to um credit to the old Kansas City Chief style back in the day, the greatest show on turf with the St. Louis Rams back then. They had a great running back. They had three good wide receivers, really two good tight ends. They had where they could just beat you from any way. Or Marshall Falk, he could catch out of the backfield. So that's another receiver right there. It was just crazy. But San Francisco actually does the same thing so they got Debo going this way. They got, I'm not sure like all the receivers, but like Jennings, I know. But you got Kittle. So they get those guys to stretch the field, get people out of position, and then you have to. It forces you to have to take McCaffrey 1-on-1, and he's gonna be lined up with like a linebacker or something like that. So it's a pretty good matchup. But you open it up with sending the receivers out. It's a pretty good scheme that they have going, and they have the weapons to actually run it well. But we just need to add just a couple more pieces. I know we've been hearing the Devontae to the Jets talk and everything like that, but I don't, if it happens, it happens. Hey, it is, I can't control it. It is what it is. But if it does happen, we're going to get some good draft picks because I'm always looking at the positives of the situation, no matter what, you got to look at the positives. And I think that we could possibly get, like going younger too, creates a younger roster, as we know. And there's pieces that we would like to add, like CJ 95. He's playing in the Super Bowl tomorrow, but that'd be a player. Imagine him with Max Crosby. That's what I was thinking about too. That'd be a bad combination. Raider Nate, that's my dog. What's going on, my brother? Yeah, it's gonna be cool, man. Like I think because like I said, we were in panic mode because the McDaniels thing had a setback. It was looking like the season was already over. Kind of at week 7. So we bounced back from that, and that's why I say I wish Aiden had more games. But at the same time, he was still learning and still so it was probably better that everything basically everything happened the way it was supposed to happen. We're just impatient because it's been a long time coming. So, but if we use these picks the right way and we just stack some talent, and it'll give us the opportunity to add where it doesn't have to be where we load up on our defense and we leave our offense naked. Like we'll be able to, keep stacking to this defense. I hope we keep the Adam Butlers, I don't know if Jenkins is gonna retire or whatever, but I hope he stays, maybe another year. And then under AP, I hope AP keeps a lot of these guys because he's a defensive guy and it's someone that they can relate to. I want, Nate Hobbs is pretty much Nate Hobbs and Amik we consider our slot guys. So I definitely want, if it's not Bennett, I want someone. I always want to take a good DB because that's a staple of Raider defense is having good corners on each side. And we're almost there. We're getting it together. That's why I say we don't really need a lot. We could draft, like I said, DB, DT. I would definitely want a wide receiver, a running back. Just someone's got some weapons. And we get a linebacker. We can add a linebacker. We could really add one of everything. Like we need a tackle. We need guards. We need, if we could get a quarterback that can compete with Aiden or even be better than Aiden, that would be good too. So, and that's like I said, with 9 picks, we could do that, and it'll even give us a chance to maybe double up on, hopefully maybe another wide receiver or another DB. Because that's the thing, like in our last few years, our DB situation has been a lot of injuries and stuff like that. And so when we drafted Marcus Peters was because we didn't know what we had in our secondary. And it's a good thing we did, but there were some times where he, took plays off and stuff like that. But it's I mean, they're the ones running with these wide receivers. So like you definitely need to keep them healthy. And if you're gonna get guys that are injured a lot, it's not gonna really help. So that's why it's always good to have some good guys on the on the back burner waiting on deck. Um, Now, is Aiden good enough to get us to the playoffs? I mean, I have belief that Aiden can pick things up quick and did well enough to deserve another shot. Like I said, 4 games plus the preseason. I would really let him rock in the preseason, and just get that rhythm, get that because it's too much, man. Like I get it. You don't want people to get hurt, but it's football. You can't be because in any given play you can get hurt. I mean, look how Aaron Rodgers got hurt on, like just a fluke play. You can't predict, and you can't, what God wants to happen is going to happen. So, I do want him to get into the rhythm early. Get some preseason action in there. Let it, if it's nothing but like a quarter, something just to stay, you just get the speed down because it's like you don't want to be week 3, week 4, still trying to figure out the rhythm of the game and the speed of the game. Yeah. So I think, like I said, if I had to think about it, like say we got everything, but because if we go with Aiden, it gives us, like I say, we could do a lot better in the draft because we're not wasting picks on quarterbacks and stuff like that. We can move on. We can move to the next need. And we're building something here in Vegas, in Vegas now. It still feels weird saying Vegas, but we're building, and it's a process. So last time I went live, I did this whole thing. We were talking about Kingsbury being hired and stuff like that. I went to the whole live, and I got off. I was chilling for a little bit, just kind of unwinding after the live or whatever, and then I see the news, Kingsbury's out. And later on they talk about Getsy being hired. And I wasn't familiar with Getsy. I just when I heard the relation to Chicago, and I just thought of how their offense hasn't really been that successful in the past. But so I was unfamiliar, but I was kind of into the Kingsbury, just kind of spreading the field and stuff like that. But it is what it is, and he's familiar with Devontae. They put some work in a or a few seasons ago or whatever. But I don't know. I think because I was watching I think it was JT the Brick last night, and they were talking about Chicago had Getsy was pretty much was from the same from the same Chicago team that pretty much ran down our throats that Chicago game. And so it's kind of good to kind of get that guy in and just kind of ask, how did you guys game plan for our team and our defense, and how were you guys successful against it, and how did you think you were going to be successful, like because when they game plan against us, there's certain things that they do. Rafa, salute. There's certain things that we basically, like when you game plan for someone, you figure out what other teams have kind of had success doing, and you kind of start there, and then you figure out where their holes are, where their gaps are, maybe where there's an injury that you can kind of exploit. It's like kind of all that stuff. So it's kind of good to hear, well, how did you guys game plan us, when you guys played us? Because in that way, you get an inside look at how teams are pretty much scheming against you. So, and if you can do that, then you kind of got you got a little edge to it. Because then that way you can figure out, okay, they think they can get us here, but we're going to be ready for that because we're going to have this here. Or, what I'm saying? Like, so it's always good. I mean, that's a positive. Like I said, I'm trying to look at the positives of it. I'm much more positive in the off season. So, let me get back. So, and like I said last week, I was talking about, drafting new legs. You know, as the season goes on, you always need those new, because all that wear and tear on your body, getting banged week in and week out. You always need that fresh set of legs. So, even though we got Devontae, we got Jacoby's, you can always use somebody that they're not expecting. It's the art of surprise, the element of surprise. Catching teams off guard. So this, I know we don't like, who's in it or whatever, but this Super Bowl at least is going to be a good football matchup. Even though we don't like them, it's the last football game until August. Either way, somebody is going to cry, guys. At the end of the day, somebody will shed tears. Both teams will cry. One will cry tears of happiness. One will cry tears of loss. So, can't wait. But that's the positive of it. But yeah, it sucks, man. Like, this is the last game until August. And but then it's like we can focus in, and then we get the free agent news, the trades, the crazy, salary cap cuts. Then we get the draft, and then we get all the good stuff coming. Training camp. I can't wait already. And what is this, February? So we got a ways, but 6 months, it's on again. But until then, we will keep rocking. Tomorrow we got a Super Bowl show, and we will. I'm gonna send some. I will send some links out to you guys. Like, hit me too on IG too if you guys are free. I think it's an early show too. I think I set it for like 8. You know me, early morning. But yeah, it's set for 8. So me and Vic will be on in the morning. So send me a link if you guys want to hop on. We're just talking. We could talk Raiders. We could talk. We're talking the Super Bowl matchups, and I had some advice for the Niners, like just of how to get it done, man. Because like I said, and you guys should listen to me, because who's the last team to ever beat the Chiefs? These guys. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys want to get this thing done, man, it's pretty easy. You see how we did it. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta take the ball. They're pretty. Mahomes is pretty predictable when it comes to who he trusts. So bank on him sticking to his guns and going to his go-tos. Stretch them out, man. That defense is better than it's been in the last competing years. But stretch them out. Don't do anything up the middle, because they got that boy Chris Jones. Excuse me, guys. They got that boy Chris Jones. So yeah, you want to stretch them out and get McCaffrey in the game. I don't know how healthy Debo is, but you definitely need to send Debo, and some mixed packages and stuff like that. Just get him the ball early, and then just put pressure on that defense. Just make them move. Milk a Beasley, salute. But Mahomes is going to be Mahomes, like, for sure. So that's, you're not going to see, and that's the thing too with that. Never be comfortable with no lead. I mean, you guys were up 20-10, and you guys, just, but that's, we ain't gonna talk about all stuff. But it's you gotta keep scoring with them. You can never be too comfortable, because look, it took us. We had back-to-back turnovers with them. I think it was a fumble recovery, and then we had the interception with Jack Jones, and we needed all that. You know what I mean, to beat them. So the thing is, turnovers. That's going to be the difference. You got to get turnovers, because if he plays a perfect game, they're going to win. You have to get turnovers on Mr. Mahomes. So that's my advice. Just keep scoring. Mr. Pena, salute. Like I said, my bad, guys. It was a little late today. I didn't want to kind of rush it and stuff like that, and then had a little incident. So, but it's all good, man. New day. Yep. So things are gonna get a lot better. I know I've been because I'm kind of waiting until after the Super Bowl so we can get like kind of into the off season. You got time because I don't want to take away from the Super Bowl and everything like that because everyone's trying to you know enjoy this last hurrah. And I'm glad that it's in Vegas. That's what's kind of keeping me interested in the whole thing because it is our house, so we got to make sure they wipe their feet in our house. Making sure. Salute everybody, man, for showing up too, for coming through. My bad, I didn't get to send links out for this one, but I will for the next one because this was gonna be a light one anyway. This was, it's just to tap in because I was just gonna do a Sunday, but I was like, nah, let me do. I can't. It's hard for me to break my routine, break my habits. So, we here. Me and the cat, we here. Um, yeah. Is there any you guys have any score predictions? I'm seeing like so it's crazy. I would I rather the Niners win it because it's like like I said, I'm from the Bay, so even though it's kind of like that cousin, like yeah, we're rivals, but it's like that fighting with your cousin. But see, with them, they literally hate us. Like with it, like they want us to die. You know what I mean? Like pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. Because we see like I said, I work in San Francisco, so I see Niner fans every day. And some of them are very 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 cool people. But it's the competitive nature in us that it's a battle every time. Like we both feel our team is better than the other. But we're right, we're ours. But we'll see. And so there's things that I'm gonna tell you the competitiveness in me, like, and this kind of matchup because it was kind of the same thing. Like, see, I admit I bet on the Niners, right, and they let me down. But at the same time, it was kind of at that time because I was staying with some very competitive people that were Niner fans, and like we had some back and forths and stuff like that. So at that time, it was kind of icing on the cake because I got to see the hurt, I got to see the tears and stuff like that, and it was crazy. At that time, like I said, I was staying with some people that we were very competitive about our teams, and I wanted both to not win, but it was kind of to see the hurt and see the despair and stuff like that was kind of I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of nice. But this year, like I said, I've been working with some cool people, and I know this would mean a lot for them. And it would be better to see this city celebrate than Kansas City. If that makes sense. I mean, I know, yeah, it's competition on both sides, but if you had to choose one, I damn sure ain't celebrating with the. I know, I feel it. I know it's tough, but like I said, I realize one team's gonna win, one team's gonna lose. So, and I don't want Patrick Mahomes and all them celebrating in our field because I just think that would be even more disrespectful. Even though the Niners side would be, but it's like if I think the Kansas City, because that's our division rival. You know what I'm saying? And like for them to be, to win a Super Bowl in our damn stadium would be crazy. And I just, we wouldn't hear the end of it. You know what I mean? We would not hear the end of it. Even though, yeah, the Niners will do it for a little bit. They'll talk, whatever. But the Chiefs and that whole team will not, you know what I mean? Because it's like, remember how we did the drive around the stadium? So imagine what they're gonna do to our stadium. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I bet they've been waiting, and that's why I say I know how we feel about both teams, but I just know, and they're gonna have Jackson Mahomes doing something crazy at our stadium. No, I will not. No, no. But I really see. I mean, to be honest, I see the Chiefs winning the game, but it's gonna take a legend will be made if the Niners pull this off. So we'll see. We'll let the chips fall how they fall. But yeah, that's why I feel like that because I just know Jackson Mahomes is gonna disrespect our stadium somehow on TikTok. Like the whole Kelsey and Taylor Swift proposal, rumors, whatever. That can't happen at our house, man. I want to ruin all plans. So, you know, it is what it is. But, at least we are getting better. Our team is getting better and we will be competing. And we got the right guys. 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 And because we don't really need their job is to not mess this up. Because we have potential. They're getting a damn good team. They're getting a pretty good defense. Because we can say we have a great defense and all that stuff, but let's repeat it. Let's see what we do next year too before we start, calling it great and everything like that. We did great, but let's stack it and let's get even better because it never stops, man. Competition never stops because the Chiefs are going to add more people. Chargers are going to add more people. Denver's going to add more people. And it never stops. It's a ongoing cycle. But we will be all right. We will be all right. But to get to our season, we got to get through this one. So let me see. I've seen some you said 24-17. Let me see. 24-17 Queefs because Swifties and Fives. Yeah. I like I said, a smart man would pick the Chiefs. You know what I mean? Even though I hate to say that, but I'm a realist at the end of the day. Yeah, I really see the Chiefs winning this because I mean, even though that defense, that Niner defense is damn good, but I just wonder offensively if they're going to be able to keep up because Mahomes can score from a lot of ways. It's not just holding him to third downs. Like they go for it, like they got a very aggressive offense. So that means you got to stop them 4 downs instead of 3, so they definitely got to be up for it. And they've had time to get healthy. They've got time to study this defense and find the holes and find the gaps and figure out, put everything away from Fred Warner and Bosa. Because you would think, like, how do you scheme against Mahomes? Like, what does he not do well? Because I mean, you can force him out of the pocket, but he does some of his best work out of the pocket. The only time really he fails is when his receivers drop the ball. So I mean, stopping him, that's going to be the impossible thing. But I would say that you got to stop who he feels comfortable with, like, and one thing is too, you can't let Pacheco get going because that dude is different. Like he runs hard, like he runs every play like it's his last. I'm like, he's getting healthier too because he was banged up a little bit too, and he's definitely getting healthier. And he runs hard, and like that's the type of runner that he has a chance to get another one because they got one. Yeah, they got one last year too, so he has a chance to get another one. So if they can pull this off, like because I mean, like I said, the boy runs hard, and if you can't let him get like these 6-yard gains and stuff like that, you got to stop him and pretty much make the Chiefs predictable, where he has to pass. But then you can never be okay with just stopping the receivers because you got to watch for him to slip out of that backside and roll out. So he can beat you with his feet. He can beat you with his arm. Now, Purdy on the other side, we've seen him do a lot of pretty much the same damn things. Like, that's why I say this matchup is kind of a nice matchup because why I liked it was because I believe the Niners are the only team that kind of has the defense to give the Chiefs a problem. I think it was the best chance. I was hoping Baltimore, would get there, and I was hoping the Lions, of course, but I think for the matchup, since the Chiefs did make it, I think if any other team would have made it, they would have lost. So that's why I like the matchup because I don't want this to be an easy win for the Chiefs, man. Like I don't want them just to because I want for them to they're having all this season success, but I want them to fizzle out in the playoffs. I don't want them to keep making it, winning it. It's like I don't want them stacking titles on us, getting past us and all that kind of stuff. But But like I said, if we add the right pieces, if we draft well, we're gonna be mock drafting all 6 months just until just until the draft. But we only got a couple months, so we're gonna get these mock drafts going too, like in the off season too. I've been building some damn good teams. Let me tell you, like, I mean, and it's kind of, everyone's kind of got their, which is, and that's what makes it fun too, is because everyone's got their own opinion of how to make this team better, which I ain't mad at that because all we're trying to do is make our teams better and win the damn Super Bowl at the end of the day. So, it's kind of good to see everyone's different mock drafts and stuff like that. So, yeah, we'll have some and we'll talk about that too. And plus we got some player interviews coming up too. I'm just kind of waiting until the off season to kind of get started, but we will set up some stuff and get it going again. I'm very excited about that. I know you guys want to hear from some people too. So, yeah, we got that in store. So just keep tuning in. I finally got over 100. That was my goal for, I think it was 50, really. My goal was really 50 by the time the season ended. And really, I doubled up. So thank you guys. Thank you all for, telling people about it, listening to it, watching it once, watching it twice. Appreciate you guys for liking. Dark salute. Yeah, just for everybody tuning in, Mr. Pena, Rafa for Dark, of course, Nutty Raider Nate, Mr. Let me see who I forget, Milka Beezy. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. You know what I mean? And it kind of sucks, man. Like when we don't have football going, because we should be competing in these games, But once again, we didn't do what we needed to do, and at least I just feel like we are trending up, like, and the 2 year thing. That's what I wanted to talk about that too with because I think we would have had 2 more years than McDaniels and Ziegler, if they had stayed or whatever. So I think that they're just kind of basically letting him coach out those last 2 years, and then kind of judging off that, just seeing if we're going to be trending up by that time. Because you see what 2 years we were headed like this. And see, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about too. So if we really wanted to draft like a Caleb Williams or what you call it, we could have just kept McDaniels. And we would have got there. We would have got to like I said like number 3 pick at least. You know what I mean? So obviously we didn't want the top pick. So that's why I don't really believe in trading up. I mean, I get it. If we did, I wouldn't be mad if we got the right person. Like if we literally got someone that, like, if we really feel that we're one player away. And then that's the thing. If we do good in free agency, because free agency comes first, like we say. If we say because that'll tell us the direction we're going to go too. Because all the mock drafts we do right now, before free agencies, are really null and void. Because the only way these drafts work is if we don't do anything in free agency and we're just going off, okay, what are our needs now? So yeah, we're gonna have to re-sign players, sign players, and then draft all the good stuff after that. So we'll see kind of what we do in free agency. If we go, this is what I hope happens. We get a free agent like T. Higgins was one of the ones I wanted. Ridley, he's a free agent. I just think just adding little pieces like that can do some damage and get us up the field. We add like a legit tackle. I would rather go running back in the draft and maybe another a speedy wide receiver in the draft. Then I would let me see, a DT, unless we make a big splash at DT. But I'm kind of good with us rolling with kind of what we got and just maybe adding some more depth pieces. But but if we could do that, because then for the quarterback situations, we would have Aiden say as our that battle. It'd be I'd say 2, because if you get another quarterback, he has to be better than Aiden, or because you don't want someone that's the same, because that's just crazy. So, you want to get someone that's either an upgrade from Aiden. So if that's either because like the free agent market is kind of, yeah, you're not going to get anything really game changing, so that'd be the only reason that you would go, grab you a quarterback and like that top, excuse me, yeah, top 3 or 5 or whatever. So, let me see, what you call it. Yeah, so we'll see after free agency. I like I said, I feel like a big move is coming. Hopefully, it's not the Devontae trade. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if we add some more pieces, around him and stuff like that, but at the same time, that's trade and draft capital too. So either way, it's a good situation because he's not cheap. He's not going to be, a cheap, trade. So either way it happens, I would love for him to stay, but it's a reality that he might go somewhere else. Go reunite with Aaron Rodgers or whatever. But excuse me, like I said, I can't control that, but there's positives to it if it happens. So it's not a bad thing. But I just hate that we're gonna have to just replace him. Because I'd rather just keep him and it's a lot of money, and just how we've been using him, I don't feel like we've been getting the most out of him, and it's just because our offense has kind of been predictable. So we will hopefully address those issues too. Um, there we go. Yeah, I hope everyone's having a good morning too, man. Like I said, it's been a wild one, but glad to be here. Glad to still be here. Yep, appreciate you guys. There we go. Yeah, so like I said, me and Vic will be on tomorrow. I'll send some links out tonight if you guys hit me up and just say, if you guys will be up, or I might just send them all out and then just have a big Super Bowl pre-show. It's gonna be a good game, just some good football. I just want to see some good ball. I want to see some back and forth. I want to see a shootout. I really do. I really want to see a shootout. I want to see some good football and see what happens. Oh, like I said, I stay in San Francisco, so it's either gonna be a happy day on Monday or it's gonna be silent Monday. But we will see. We will see what happens. And so I will check you guys out tomorrow, man. Thank you guys for pulling up to the show. Appreciate you guys always tuning in, man, and shouting out in the chat. Hate sucks that it's not us playing in our stadium for this bowl, but like I said, man, somebody's gonna cry for sure. All right, guys. You guys take it easy. Have a great day. And Raiders, let's go. Thank you. He said, thank you.